Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff, doing a feature film, but I want to go over something really fast that I mentioned in last video that has now come to fruition. Last time out we installed the JQ Works Mad Trace magnetic paddle shifters in my MK6 GTI, and while I would love to give you guys my opinion, I'm trying to keep this really short, and I know myself, I'll get on my soapbox and I won't shut up, and this will be like a 10-minute prologue to the video. So during that video, during the early stages of the video, I mentioned wanting to make a full build list spreadsheet for this car of every part that's actively installed on it, so that if you're buying a MK7 right now, you would be able to recreate this build in your own way, with every single part that I have on this car being linked somewhere where you can find it on places like Euro Tuning, stuff like that, and be able to recreate this whole car. So I've done that now. It is on the link of the description for every video from this one on, and you guys can also find it in the about section of the channel, along with all my other social medias, such as the ones I use the most, that being Threads, and of course the Discord server for the channel. Today's video though, we're going to be driving Kaysen's MK6 GTI that is manual, so you guys will get to see me drive manual on camera for the first time since 2018. So thank you all for bearing with me, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, today's video we are with Kaysen once again. You guys have gotten to see this car the last few videos, outside of the ones we did with mine recently. Kaysen bought this car, and I'm gonna let Kaysen tell the story of this car before we go and drive it, because you probably tell it looks a little different from the last time it was on video.
Yeah, basically I was on the hunt for just a fun car and ended up finding this car. My budget was like $8,000-ish. Started giving up because nothing was worth it, and then this one randomly appeared right down the road from my house for $6,700. So I ended up picking it up. It's a 2013 MK6 GTI with a 6-speed manual. It is a base, but you know,
you can't really tell now.
Can't really tell. Originally it had a front grille delete. We actually just replaced that and did front emblem delete, but we just replaced that. I put on the chrome trim grille
from the GTD. This is the GTD grille,
as well as some MK7 style VLAN headlights to match the VLAN taillights.
Yep, we literally just did that right before we started filming this.
So yeah, this thing's been a great daily, even though I've had to go ahead and do the timing chains and everything. That was a given, but you're aiming that kind of low, so yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I don't know how it looks on your end. You just had it low. I did have to do the timing chain, so that's a given with these cars. Wasn't a problem. Eurofed took care of me pretty well. So car's been great for the past month and a half or so.
Yeah, so you don't really have a whole lot of mods on it. You've got the stuff you've done to it has mostly just been cosmetic, other than the exhaust setup, and it has
so yeah, it's got an ECS 3-inch valved catback exhaust. Still has a factory catalytic converter, so it is a little quiet, but it still makes a lot more sound than it did before. With it had a factory resonator swapped out with it had a MagnaFlow resonator swapped out for the factory one, so that made a little more noise than factory, but this sounds even better in my opinion.
Oh, I agree.
It's got Raceland Ultimo coilovers that I didn't put on there. I do plan on upgrading those at some point for sure, with some HPA ones, as soon as I can get some funds in, because the ride's not the greatest when you take it on long trips. But then other than that, we've done, like he said, more aesthetically, like the grille, the headlight, the taillights, a lot of stuff like that. Did some coating for it to do the
windows, the gauge sweep,
windows, yeah, everything.
Because I happen to have VADCOM, as you guys have seen in past videos. I've done it with my MK7, I've done it with his car, I've done it with Michael's S5. If you guys are new to my channel, Michael's one of our other friends that's big in the VWs, and I've even coded stuff on our other friend's RS3. So I've got VCDS on here. I'm about out of VINs. I gotta save them now. If y'all keep buying these things, I can't keep doing that for y'all. I gotta save one for myself when I get my next one.
Yeah, it is a little filthy right now. We kind of didn't have a chance to wash it before starting this video.
It has rained so much lately. This is probably the best day we've had in months.
A whole week straight, it was so bad.
Yeah. And
I just haven't had a chance to wash it, and it's been my daily. So it is a little filthy, but that is all right. Oop, it's a little nasty.
Ugh.
That's like tired. I don't know why though. But yeah, other than that, dude, the car's a great car. It's impressed me. It's gotten surprisingly 421 miles in one tank. which was insane. I've never had a car last that long.
Which, keep in mind, another thing to add with the gas mileage, which is what makes it so incredible. This car has 120,000 miles on it.
Actually, almost not. It's got over 130 now.
130. So I mean, that's just nuts at that mileage to still be getting, you know, what equates to almost 30 miles a gallon, a little over 30.
So, yeah.
So I mean, it's getting insane gas mileage with that mileage on the odometer. And there's still more to come for this car. You've got a pretty extensive build list planned. I mean, obviously we talked about the suspension. You're planning on doing the Mark 6R front bumper. You're gonna get it tuned through TVS, because through their US arm.
So, yeah, custom tuned from TVS. I have a buddy that owns TVS, and he's a really great guy. He's gonna help me out, get exactly what I want instead of having to go through all these packages with like APR and everything. He's gonna really help me.
Which is ironic because you put an APR sticker on the dash.
I did before I.
We're gonna still have some APR parts on this car.
I plan on doing an APR carbon fiber intake that keeps the carbon. It does a carbon fiber box as well as the SAI delete or SAI filter. I'm sorry. It also is gonna get like I'm thinking a Miltech catted downpipe 200 cell.
That's a good quality one too. Miltech's good.
Which is a great option. This exhaust, I heard it first time on video, and it had the 200 cell catted downpipe. I believe it was a Miltech. I don't know.
It was ECS's because it was when ECS still offered the turbo back on these.
I'm sure it'll sound the same. It's just going to be a better quality brand going on there.
Yeah.
I do plan on doing some carbon fiber bits, like
the diffuser, stuff like that. I think the spoiler,
front lip. I was looking at some interior stuff like a new steering wheel, because the steering wheel from the factory in this is great. It's leather with perforated leather around the top and bottom, and then smooth leather on the sides.
But it's got some age.
Yeah, it's got some age for sure. It's just, it looks like it's from the factory. It's a great steering wheel. It's even flat bottom.
The shape.
Yeah, everything's nice about that. Wheels, I plan on doing like some racing.
Was it Ultra Legeras or Super Legeras?
Super Turismo.
Super Turismos.
Yeah, Super Turismo LMs or something like that, I believe. I saw them on a blue Mark 6R and just fell in love. I was like, that's the one. Like that. Those are the wheels. Well, I'm actually kind of torn between two. I just don't remember the other brand, but those are like my top picks so far. I do plan on doing eventually, if it comes time where I've owned it for a while, KO4 upgrade for the turbo. KO4 is going to be like
way down the line.
What was it?
350, something like that.
65 or 370, I think. Top, that's like maxed out with fuel, I believe. Like before I have to upgrade fuel, is what I was told by a previous employee at APR that works with me now. So pretty reputable information I'm getting from these guys. It's not just pulling out of ass, but and then Porsche Macan calipers for the brakes and doing some upgraded like brake pads and rotors. I'm not sure. I do want to do some 2Ps at some point, but kind of working my way there. Money's been a little tight recently, but we'll get there when the time comes for sure.
So Kaysen has given me the keys to drive this, and you guys know manual has never been my first thing, so I am gonna, well, he's literally giving me the keys. I am gonna say now before we get started, my rev matches are terrible, so bear with me on that, because my rev matches my rev match downshifts are not great. But anyway, let's get in the car and go for a drive. Race brakes?
No, that's just rear brake. There you go. Perfect.
It's weird feeling low end torque again after driving mine for so long with the hybrid on it.
Yeah, it definitely is a little torquey compared to what I was expecting.
This KO3, so this is a completely stock, unmodified Mark 6 GTI in terms of the powertrain. One thing I want to get out of the way, because people are probably going to comment on it, I noticed the lights on the dash. I'll explain them. The check engine light is for the radiator ID sensor. The radiator is completely functioning normally. It's just that stupid sensor's bad. And the light is actually because the DRLs are, the adapter harness on these VLANs is wrong. So we actually are gonna have to do the pin swap on that to get it functioning like it should. But, so this is the second Mark 6 I've ever driven. Before I bought my Mark 7 a few years back, when the Sport Track that I had was still in the midst of being repaired from fire damage, I test drove a 2011 Mark 6 Autobahn. I believe it was considered the Autobahn. It was fully loaded, sunroof, leather seats. It was really nice with the DSG transmission. So now I get to say I've experienced both transmissions in this car. Let's see if I can get this rev match. Too high, dang. Shift was a little sloppy, but it's okay.
It's all good.
Still getting the hang of it. This is the first time I've driven manual on camera since 2018, so it's been a very long time since I've done it on camera. Kaysen's actually been the biggest help in me learning. I've learned in a couple cars and I kind of got the hang of it, but Kaysen's been the one who's been most willing to let me tear his clutches up. So, since Hayden moved at least. Hayden used to be pretty good too, but he moved. Unfortunately for him, since I killed the clutch in that Genesis he had.
Luckily the Del Sol had a clutch of steel. So
yeah, that thing. I only slipped the disc in the Del Sol a couple times.
There you go. That was perfect right there.
This thing's fun. It makes me miss the IS-20 a little bit on my car.
Having that little bit of like
that low end responsiveness.
Yeah.
Because with the 3071, I mean, I have to reel it out hard to get it to go anywhere.
I will say, if you like pin it right now, like after you've let the clutch out,
yeah.
See how like it took a second to really start picking up. Like it was so sluggish in the first like second of you pinning it.
Yeah.
And then it starts to pick up. I can tell like boost is a big part of this car.
Yeah.
It needs the help. Because the motor alone has not got a lot of go with it.
Let's put it in kill mode. I don't have to hold it.
Press it hard. There you go.
There we go.
Pin it, pin it, pin it.
My shifts are still kind of slow compared to y'all's. Y'all have been doing this all longer than I have, though.
You'll get used to it eventually when you get your manual.
Yeah. There was almost a car that joined my fleet this weekend, but it fell through. We'll talk about that at a later time, though, because it may still wind up happening in a few months, and I want to save that story for when I get this other car. But I looked at another Volkswagen, it fell through. But like I said, we're going to save that story for another time, just because I think it'd be really interesting to go through the full story about how we got to that car when the time comes. I've looked at a handful of different ones. The first one we looked at was exactly what I wanted, and I've seen a couple online that are the same model, but not the right spec, because I'm very particular about this car.
The
little
diverter valve.
The little tss that it does.
This is my first.
This is your first forced induction car at all.
This is my first forced induction car, and hearing the turbo noises and the diverter valve whenever it releases, it really is like intoxicating, and I cannot stop doing it. And that's originally why a lot of my gas mileage never passed like 350, 360.
Yeah.
The only reason why I hit 421 that one day is because of...
You were driving like a baby?
I was on cruise control the entire day. But yeah, I can't wait to like do the intake and everything, and then really like open it up more and produce more noise, because that's going to be amazing.
Now see, what I like about this one, and my Mark 7, if I tried to do that, I'd probably be running 100 by now. I'd have been running 100 long before. This I can beat the brakes off of, and it doesn't light the tires up, it doesn't make a ton of racket, and I can make full use of the power band and, you know, reach speeds in 3 gears that it takes me 1 gear to do in mine, you know. I've driven so many manual cars, and just they've only been on video once, one other time, that being Hayden's Genesis back in 2018. If you guys are watching that video and watching this, please tell me I did a good job improving, because that will make me feel so much better, because I feel like I've been making so many dumb errors driving this in this video. And it's a really fun car. I see why you like this car so much. Granted, you know, I kind of vouched for you to buy this thing when you first said you were looking at it, but yeah, because the more of us, the better. But
yeah, definitely. Whenever I did go to look at this car,
I wouldn't shut up.
I brought Jordan along. I was like, yeah, I need you to tell me what I need to look for and everything, because he knows all about this stuff. I don't. I wasn't a huge Volkswagen head. I still am not a huge Volkswagen head. Like, I'm pretty new to everything, but I can see kind of like what all the fuss is about now. It's definitely a lot. Like, there's a lot of enjoyment you can get from everything here with these cars. They're small, nimble, lightweight, plenty of power for what it is. It's just a perfect recipe for an enthusiast car, or a daily, or you know, you can even do a track build with these. It's insane. So,
oh yeah, they're really good on track too.
So I plan on doing so much with it and owning it for quite a while.
I feel like for the money, this is probably one of the best bang for buck cars you could have got. Now granted, not everyone can get a Mark 6 for that money. It really takes some luck, or buying an absolute sugar honey iced tea box to really get one that cheap.
Yeah.
But Kaysen got lucky, and he got a guy that wasn't really an enthusiast. He just had this car lying around. I mean, they literally weren't even enthusiasts. They just had this thing. Yeah. And obviously you'll see this car at Wookiees in the Woods next year, and you'll probably see my GTI too, depending on how things go for me. That probably gives away a little bit about what I've been looking at buying. But let's see, are you turning? I haven't driven this road in forever.
Oh, me neither. Get on the throttle sooner. There you go.
Not gonna push too hard because it's not my car, and I haven't driven this road in a long time. Since I think before that roundabout even existed.
Yeah, me too, actually. Last time I went down here, I think I was in the G35 trying to get sideways out of turning, remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
I kept going.
How much you scared me doing that.
That was when my differential was like really acting like an open differential. I think that
Didn't your G have an open diff, your red one?
I don't know.
We are back, at least for now, because the GoPro overheated bad. It was so hot. But we are like an hour away from where we started this. So yeah, I think we've covered enough of the driving experience with this car. I've gotten, like I said, probably about an hour of seat time just in the progress of filming this video. And Kaysen, how would you rate my manual driving skills now that it's been 3 years? And you know, obviously I'm still rusty because I don't do this all the time, but
no, you definitely have gotten a lot better. Like, the small like critiques I have are like, you know, just little things that you learn from driving over and over again. So I mean, once you start doing it more consistently, you'll be fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've about covered everything we needed to cover with this thing. This thing is so fun, and I will say, for the money, I think you scored an absolute bargain. I know I've said that so much lately in so many videos, but this thing has just been an absolute blast to drive, an absolute treat, and it makes me look forward to getting my own manual VW, even if mine might have 2 more cylinders. But I think for now, we're going to wrap things up. Go check out Kaysen's channel, Ignite Media. I'll have it linked probably in the outro of this video, if not in the description of this video, as well as go check out his photography page on Instagram. And yeah, and also his Instagram page for this car, Lucid_Mark6. Is it Lucid Mark? Is it all one, or is it Lucid underscore
Mark 6?
I thought so. But if you guys want to see this build progress some more. But yeah, he's got a lot planned for this car, and maybe one day we'll do another video with it when it's done, and we'll do a compare and contrast versus how it was in this video. But this thing has been such a treat, and thank you to Kaysen for letting me drive it once again.
Not a problem.
Because this thing is just a treat to drive, and probably one of the easier cars I've driven that has 3 pedals. But like I said, we'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day.